If you have an e-commerce business, the way the money goes out the door is 30% will go to the product, 30% will go to marketing. So you're ready, 60% of your money's out the door, you got 40% left. 10% typically will go to your people, 10% will go to your outbound shipping costs, so you've got only 20% left. 5% will go towards your tools, so your software tools. 5% will go to your importing, and that last 10% is your take home. So when you're thinking about running your business, if you're going to increase anything above that baseline, you need to find an offset in one of the other places that's going to go down. Because if you're going to try to take that, you're going to spend more on, say, marketing, but product cost isn't going to go down, that's going to come out of your take home, and then you're going to be working for free. Your challenge is always to find the cheat code to sort of, how do I get one of those numbers to be significantly below baseline, but at the very least offset the number that's going to be too high. So an example would be, I know a company is really good at marketing. They're really good at using social media to drive revenue. So their cost of marketing is about 40% instead of 30%. But the product they sell tends to be a lower cost product to produce. So their cost of product is 15 instead of 30. So that's how they find that margin, but still spending more on marketing because that's what they're really good at. In my e-commerce business, we sell Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu apparel. So we do about $5 million a year in revenue, about $1 million a year in profit. And we actually spend about 45% on cost of goods instead of 30. But the reason we're able to do that is our cost of marketing is around 5% instead of 30%. And it's because that product is inherently pretty viral, people talk about it, and also very sticky brand. So you can spend a lot more on your product, but you have to really make sure you've got a product that markets itself. So when you're thinking about building that, use that baseline of like 30-30, 10-10, 5-5 with that 10% take home. Never compromise on that 10%, and then always be working to get one of those numbers below the baseline. That's how you increase your profits.